And Isabella, another very, very hot Sunday.
That's right, Eric. It was another very hot Sunday. Not only was it hot, it was record-breaking. Just reflecting on the highs we saw across southern Arizona, multiple spots beat these new heat records. That includes Tucson, Nogales, Douglas, and Safford. We were tracking 10 to 15 degree higher than normal temperatures today. Tucson broke a new record at 98 is the high, breaking the previous record of 97 set back in 2016. And those other spots that I mentioned, Nogales, Douglas, and Safford, also broke new records. Some of those spots, their previous records were in the 80s. So that just goes to show today was another hot record-breaking day here across southern Arizona. You can see this clockwise motion that is going to be a high-pressure system. And this high-pressure system, as I mentioned, developing over the four corners is bringing the drying out conditions, two, the warmer temperatures, and of course the breezy conditions for these next few days. And if you were wondering if we broke one today, yes, we did. The new high recorded today for October 6th come down to 105. That is previously shattering our record of 101 set back last year. So we're going to continue to see those hot temperatures. Temperatures are remaining 10 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. Some consistent rainfall all day today across southern Arizona. It is 53 degrees outside right now. That humidity is 86%. So as that cold front continues to move across our region, we're still seeing a lot of that moisture in the air. The reason we are seeing this is right now we do have this high pressure system that is situated right above our region. So it's this guy that's been amplifying those conditions we're seeing both today and tomorrow, 15 degree above normal conditions, but that is going to start to move away, and instead, as you saw, we have this low pressure system instead moving into our region, coming in from the Pacific Northwest. And as you can see, all this troughing right here, that is what's going to be pulling the temperatures back significantly. I'll show you on the 10-day tracker, but we're seeing temperatures go from the 90s into the 70s real quick.
But it sure doesn't feel like fall.
No, it does not. Not only was this the hottest September on record, I can tell you October is also off to a very, very hot start. Just looking at the highs today, Tucson actually got up to 106 for a few moments around 3 p.m. at the Tucson International Airport. Everything else in the 90s, 99 in Nogales, 98 in Safford, 94 in Sierra Vista, and 95 in Douglas. If you're heading out for some fun Saturday evening plans, I can tell you it is feeling very nice and comfortable, upper 70s into the lower 80s across the board. Even in those spots further out besides Midtown Tucson, we're still going to see some nice and comfortable temperatures, 70s even along the international border. Cochise County is showing the coolest spots, 59 in Wilcox and 67 in Pierce, 65 in Tombstone. And then once we get outside of Metro Tucson, that is when we're going to see those much cooler temperatures, especially in our southeastern areas. Just take a look at this whole blue region. This includes Cochise, Graham, and Greenlee County. We're seeing only 40 degrees in Wilcox, 42 in Tombstone, and 42 in Bisbee. Because those eastern areas are so cold, we are seeing 2 winter weather advisory. It is fall, so you can look forward to those nice and cooler both early morning temperatures and overnight lows. Only 55 is going to be that low here in Tucson, and everywhere else is going to be in the 40s. 48 in Santa Cruz County, 42 in Cochise County, and 46 over in the mountains. So we are definitely in that awkward stage where in the mornings you're going to want to grab a jacket because it's going to be cool, but then by midday things are going to be very warm and you're not going to need that jacket.
Isabella, it was a beautiful fall day.
It really was. It was a beautiful fall day, and it was quite cool. Now, just taking a look at the highs we saw today here across southern Arizona, just look at that. 72 was the high here in Tucson, and everywhere else was even cooler. 71 in Nogales and 74 in Douglas. And both Safford and Sierra Vista did not even make it to the 70s, 68 in both of those spots. Now, I do want to point out we are tracking temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below normal. The average for this time of the year is mid-80s, mid to upper 80s. So the fact that we're seeing temperatures as a high and only the 70s to 60s just goes to show we are really cooling things down. But the biggest news today and this weekend is fall starts tomorrow. Fall is going to be approaching, and it's going to be arriving to us here in southern Arizona at 5:43 in the morning. So happy last day of summer, almost fall in just a few hours. And if you're anything like me and you have to start the day with a cup of coffee, this is what you can expect tomorrow morning as fall arrives. Now, just taking a look right now, we're going to be at that almost autumn feeling. I can tell you we're not in the 90s or we're not in the hundreds. We're going to be in the low 90s. 93 is going to be that high tomorrow here in Tucson. But to start the morning, 8 a.m., 71, so quite comfortable. I would say almost autumn is appropriate. Would be a good morning to celebrate with a pumpkin spice latte. It isn't raining right now. I did just peek my head outside of our office here in Midtown, but I can tell you that the clouds, the dark gray clouds, are in the sky, which is a good indicator that the rain can come at any moment. Here, though, it is 94 degrees outside with a significant amount of humidity, about 35% humidity. So again, there is a lot of moisture in our atmosphere, which is going to bring those continued chances of rain throughout the rest of the night and into tomorrow. So because those areas are so cold, again, we're saying Cochise County, Graham and Greenlee County, there is 2 winter weather advisories in effect right now until tomorrow morning. That first one in Graham and Greenlee County is going to be in effect until tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. and the winter weather advisory in Cochise County is going to be in effect until 2 a.m. So what that means is these spots at the higher elevations, it's only impacting the higher elevations, but those higher elevations, the mountains, there's a chance of freezing, slick freezing roads, so be careful if you're driving. And of course,
Man, the heat, it just is lingering, it's sticking around.
yeah, and not only is it heat, record-breaking heat is what we're seeing on tap, you guys. As you know, we have been breaking those heat records day after day this past week, but did we break another record today? Well, I can tell you we did. We did shatter the old record, originally 101, set back in 2020. Today, Tucson International Airport recorded a high of 106 degrees that hit right at 3:20 p.m. As we head into our rest of the weekend and our upcoming work week, these are the things we are tracking. First, that record-breaking heat continues. Over the next few days, we're continuing to see temperatures 10 to 15 degrees above normal this time of the year. However, I can tell you comfortable nights and mornings. Those overnight temperatures, early mornings and later evening temperatures are cooling down mostly into the low 70s, so quite comfortable. It is slightly nice considering the very hot days we are continuing to endure. But I can tell you there is hope on the horizon. I can tell you we are going to slowly cool down mid-end of week, and we do appear to be dropping below the triple digits starting this upcoming Thursday. 70s across the board, cooler of course up in Mount Lemmon, and then further out in those spots we will see a couple of 60s across the international border and especially to our southeast Cochise County. It is Sunday night, so as we head into the new work week tomorrow, this is what we're tracking on tap. That record-breaking heat is going to continue. We're tracking triple digits up until Friday. That's when we're finally going to pull back into the double digits. As I mentioned, comfortable nights and mornings, so thankfully those early morning temperatures as well as evening temperatures are going to feel quite comfortable. It'll be a nice break from those triple digit conditions. And of course, a cool down is on its way. There is hope that is going to be arriving Friday. And the reason we are seeing these very hot above average conditions is because of a high pressure system. Besides Tucson, we only saw 80s across the board for our highs, 87 in Safford, 82 in Sierra Vista, 83 in Nogales, and 85 in Douglas. We did not see a 90 across the board. So again, things are cooling down. It is slowly but surely starting to feel like fall. Now, just taking a look at the high temperatures for today, I do want to emphasize we are really starting to cool down. The first day of fall is tomorrow, and we actually did just end our 127-day streak of seeing temperatures 90 degrees or higher here in Tucson. Today, the high we saw was only 86 degrees. So again, we broke that 127-day streak. Fall is on the way. We have broken some records these past few days, and did we break a record today? Well, I do have to say we did. The new high record today for September 29th is 104 degrees, breaking the old record that was set back in 2010 at 101 degrees. It's also when things are going to cool down, especially along the international border. We're seeing mid-50s, 54 in Nogales, 53 in Sassabee, lower 50s to areas east, 51 in Pierce and 52 in Wilcox. Those are looking like our coolest spots. But enough talk about the cooler temperatures because things are heating up. Don't go too far. I'll have everything you need to know in a few minutes. But don't go too far. Fall begins tomorrow, and I'll have everything you need to know for your fall forecast. Record-breaking today and a cooler evening, but when are we finally going to see fall conditions? Well, stick with me. I'll have what you need to know coming up.